Have you ever wondered if he still misses you or thinks about you after all this time? The thought itself can drive you crazy because apparently it looks like you never will know it, but what if I tell you that there are actual ways to find out if he still misses you even when he is quiet? In the next few minutes, I am revealing 7 subtle signs that prove he still misses you a lot and thinks about you all the time. This awareness may help you understand him better and maybe get your love back. So, if you miss him too, make sure you watch all the 7 signs. Let's begin. Number 7. Observe his daily life. Have you peeked into his daily life lately? If not, then you might be missing out on one of the strongest signs that he misses you. Only you know how he used to live his life back in the day. Is he still the same, or are there some changes in his routines? Sometimes the little things he does or doesn't do can reveal a lot about what's going on in his mind. You see, guys change a lot when they are away from someone they love. If you observe him, you may notice him to become a bit antisocial. He doesn't hang out with his friends as often now. He avoids going to social gatherings like parties or weddings. You may notice that he becomes a bit quiet when it comes to trying out new and exciting things. But it's not just his antisocial behavior that gives you the hints. There's a lot more to this. You may also see him going to the same places he used to visit with you. For example, you guys used to go to that nearby cafe and get some coffee together, and he still goes there on a daily basis. He still engages in those hobbies that he used to enjoy with you, and it could be anything from gardening, walking, cooking, or just sitting in the park staring at trees. Now, the question is, how are these things evidence that he still misses you? Well, you see, a guy does this when he feels nostalgic or emotional. He does everything from the past that reminds him of you. Thinking, doing, and all those things will give him some relief. He sticks to those things because they give him comfort. He might not even realize he's doing it himself. It also is likely a subconscious behavior. It could also mean an unresolved conflict exists in his mind, or like he isn't quite ready to move on. On top of that, it also could be a sign of hope that doing the same things might bring you back to him. So yes, this behavior is definitely a subtle sign that he misses you. Now, what can you do about it? It completely depends on you and how you see this relationship. If you also miss him and want him back, then you may indirectly send a message or have him contact you through a mutual friend. Remember, it's all about observing and understanding his behavior to get a clearer picture of his emotions. Number 6. He has been socially stalking you. Does it feel like he still keeps a close eye on you? Like you get that vibe that he is watching you both online and in the real world? It is a sign that he is still missing you. Stalking can reveal a lot about a person's feelings, whether it's done on social media or in real life. Understand it like this. Let's say you guys are away from each other for work, or just not seeing each other now. Despite this, he feels so close. If you post something on Facebook, he likes or comments on your post. He may end up doing it even if he's not on your friend list anymore. You might notice him checking your social media accounts or following all your updates. In real life, stalking can be even more revealing of his emotions and thoughts. Like he will appear at any event or gathering that you are invited to. You might notice him hiding from you but watching you from afar. You will see him present at all the places you visit often. Like if you go to the gym at 5 p.m. in the evening, he will be there somewhere too. If you have a routine of watching a movie at 7 p.m. on the weekends, he will be in the theater at that same time. Now, it doesn't have to be accurate all the time, but few times are evident enough to reveal his feelings. Now, what are the reasons that he stalks you? Well, first off, he could be trying to stay connected with you in the only way that he can if he's not reaching out directly. Checking out your social media, liking your post, or even following your updates is his way of keeping a foot in your life and staying close to you, even if he's not actually talking to you. In real life, it's probably because he still cares for you and wants to stay close to you. But since he can't come up to you directly, he keeps his distance. It's a way to stay involved in your life. So, what are you supposed to do about it? It depends on how this stalking is affecting you. If you feel uncomfortable about this behavior, then it is better to keep your boundaries. If he misses you, he shouldn't be acting like a creep, making you uncomfortable. But if he is very careful and it feels appropriate, you may reach out to him for direct communication and set things straight. Number 5. He acts differently around you. If he starts behaving differently with you than he was before, well then that pretty well tells a story. Despite the lack of communication, he still has feelings for you. Here's how this might prove he still thinks of you. If he is more caring now or starts remembering things of the past when you are with him, it is usually a sign that he is still interested emotionally. For instance, if you had a disagreement previously, he would be unusually courteous. Or if you share a humor, he would remind you about some twit. This change is positive, signaling that you are provoking some kind of emotions in him and that you remind him of what you once shared. Other times he might also be somewhat shy or clumsy. If he's typically relaxed in your presence but now avoiding your touch, or is stiff or unsure of himself, he could be wrestling with his emotions. It could be that he might not understand how to demonstrate his feelings, or even might not be sure of where you stand regarding him, thus making him act awkward or uneasy. He might also try to impress you or catch your attention by being more assertive or confident. If you see him struggling to be more charming or trying to impress you, again, he wants to reestablish what you once had. This can involve dressing up more, being very helpful, or revealing accomplishments that he knows will impress you. Another type of weird behavior may be inappropriate friendliness or, conversely, excessive coldness. He could be very friendly, then appear to withdraw into himself on the next and act rather angry. This inconsistency can be because of some conflicted feelings or confusion regarding your relationship. So, what should your approach be to this? Be aware of when such changes occur and what you are experiencing. If he sexually or otherwise harasses others, or if his behavior is awkward or makes you uneasy in any way, it might be time to have a talk. Knowing the reasons for the changes in his behavior will let you understand what he feels and how you are going to react to it. Number 4. Keeps relevant items. Did you notice him wearing the same bracelet that you gave him or using the same perfume that you gifted to him on his birthday? It could be a sign that he hasn't moved on and is holding on to everything related to you. Now, you may think people tend to keep things that they are given, right? Actually, no. When a relationship doesn't work out, people normally throw all the relevant things away, except if they still miss you or think about you. Let me break it down for you with an example. Let's say you gave him a sweater sometime in the past on one of his birthdays. Now, he should be ashamed of wearing it in public now that you are not even seen with each other anymore. Still, you will notice him wearing that sweater once in a while. If you gave him a pen, he might be still keeping that pen with him. Or if you gave him a watch, he might be still wearing it to this day. Remember, these gifts could be different in your case, and the intensity of which he uses them may also differ. But you will certainly see him wearing these once in a while if he still misses you. These items could be more than just gifts, like he might still hold on to the photographs of you two, a playlist that you made for him, or even a note card that you wrote. Even the smallest of items like a napkin with a doodle on it, a bottle cap from a drink you shared, or even some items that you forgot in his car can be the biggest sign that he still thinks about you. You see, it's not about the items, it's about what the items represent. For him, these items might be sentimental objects. These items might bring back memories for him. Like wearing that sweater may help him recall the time when you gifted him and how you two enjoyed that birthday. Holding onto a photograph might replay the whole story of that day that you guys spent together. Or that note or card might refresh his memories of your romantic messages to him. These items become a way for him to feel close to you, even if you're not together anymore. So, if you are still interested in him and would want him to come back, these items are a clear piece of evidence that the chances and the love is still alive. And these items can become a good excuse to go talk to him again and have a new beginning. But if you have moved on, then it should be better to let him know that he should move on too, and should not stay stuck in the past. Number 3. Reaches out through mutual contacts. When he still misses you and thinks a lot about you, one sign is that he will reach out to you through mutual friends. He will not talk with you directly, especially about the relationship. Instead, you will notice him using those mutual contacts as an excuse to reach out to you. If this happens, he definitely still thinks about you, and here's why. Let's say you are hanging out with mutual friends and suddenly he pops up there as well. Maybe some mutual friends told him to come because you were in the group. Either way, he comes and starts talking to you on random topics. He might pretend that he is still your friend and that the relationship still stays, even after the relationship is still gone. But as the conversation proceeds, you may notice him talking about the past he spent with you. Maybe he asks your best friend about how you're doing, or he makes comments like, "Oh, I remember when she used to love fishing." No matter what the topic is, you might notice him revolving around still. But why would guys prefer the sneaky way of reaching out to you? Guys often go through mutual friends instead of reaching out to you directly because they're nervous or unsure about your reaction. He might be afraid of getting rejected if he contacts you himself, so he uses friends to sort things out. It's a way for him to stay connected without putting himself out there too much. Plus, by asking friends about you, he can show that he's still interested without seeming too eager or pushy. But for you, it makes one thing clear, which is that he still thinks a lot about you. Now, again, how you react to it depends on how you see the relationship now. Let's assume you miss him too and want him to come back. In this case, he is already making things easier for you. All you need to do is talk with him, as casually as he is doing, and slowly bring those past topics back. Clarify your differences if you had any in the past, and maybe give this relationship another chance. Number 2. He's not looking to start a new relationship. Did you notice that he hasn't been in a new relationship even after all those months? This could be a sign that he's still holding on to the connection that he had with you. If he's not looking to start a new relationship, it might mean that he's not ready to move on, or that he's still hoping to make things work out between you two. Maybe you've heard from a mutual friend that he is not looking for a new relationship, or that he has been rejecting dates. Maybe you've seen him hanging out with female friends, but he doesn't seem to take any interest in them or doesn't flirt at all. He is not putting effort into meeting new people or making new connections. Instead, he is kind of quieter now and spends less time with friends or new people. He is more reserved, especially in the company of girls. If you notice something like it, it means that he is still holding on to the feelings that he had for you. You see, guys do that when they are emotionally attached to someone, so much that they are not ready to let go of it. Maybe he is still processing the feelings that he has instead of just jumping into a new relationship. By not pursuing new romantic interests, he's leaving the door open, consciously or subconsciously, for the possibility of getting back together with you. He may be comparing you with other potential partners, but nothing seems to add up for him. Feelings like this can be hard to deal with, and guys can take quite a long time to move on. Now, it's up to you to know what you want after knowing his true feelings. Do you want him back? Do you miss him back? Can you not stand to see him quiet and lonely all the time? Do you want to make him happy again? Then you may directly or indirectly reach out to him and clear the issues. But if you have moved on, then you should talk with him and encourage him to get into a new relationship in a friendly way. Number 1. He keeps in touch with your family and friends. Now tell me, ladies, is he still in contact with your family and your friends even after the relationship is gone? If he does it, it could mean that he still thinks about you. Now you may think that he meets them because he has made friends with them too, and you are not the center of attention now. But the real reason is something entirely different. He definitely does it because of you. Understand it with a quick example. Let's say he still calls your mother and talks with her on the phone for an unusually long time, or that he still calls your brother and invites him to play football with him. He might still meet your dad on the morning walks and spend the whole time talking politics. You might even see him hanging with your friends that he just met in the past months. Now, all of them don't have to be true in your case. Even one of them is a subtle sign that he misses you. Now, why does he keep close to your family and friends? And how is it a sign? One reason might be that he genuinely cares about your family and friends and doesn't want to lose the relationship he built with them. But more often, it's because he misses you and isn't ready to sever all the connections. By staying close to people who are important to you, he's holding on to the hope that he might still be a part of your life. It's his way of keeping the door open, even just a crack, for the possibility of reconnecting. So, if he continuously reconnects with your family, this surely gives you an uncountable opportunity to get your relationship back. You can ask your mother or your father to talk with him about the relationship, or you may talk with him directly when he is somewhere nearby spending time with your father, brother, or your friends. Remember, ladies, fights are normal in relationships. In fact, a relationship is not real if two people never quarrel with each other. So instead of letting go of your relationship over small matters, it's always important to try your best to regain it. Listen to your heart and avail every opportunity to reestablish your connection with him and get your man back. That is it for today. I hope you ladies find this advice valuable. We shall meet again in the next video with more educational videos. Oh, and remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, let us know what you think about these videos in the comment section.